I'm Ray.
And I'm Paul.
And we are the Alconauts. And we are back for episode 4 of Poor Decisions Live.
Yeah, well, welcome back, everybody. I'm glad you could be on here. And we have a special guest all the way from the United States of the Americas. Ray, who do we have?
Put your hands together, because this is the specialist of special guests that is not any special than the other special guests that we've had, but still special in his own right. Put your hands together for Dave from Dave's TV.
What's up?
How's it going, Dave?
Oh, man. It's hump day.
Hump day.
All I know is
It
that
is hump day, and
Dave's joining us
beer.
here for hump day. And the funny thing is, he comes from the Gator State, or the Sunshine State, or as we call it, Arizona.
What?
It's a little humid in the state you call Arizona.
Well, once again, welcome on, Dave. And for you guys out there returning or watching us right now, thanks for watching. Basically, we're just going to go through some beer talk, and later on, we're going to do some beer trivia. Speaking of beer trivia, Ray, who won our last beer trivia, and what do they get?
Well, last week, it was a really, really close race. Points were tallied, points were posted. I think some guy named Paul had like 276,000 points in that range.
Wow.
He actually got beat out just barely by Vanessa Kitty. She had like 276,000 and 1/2 of a point. But the winner with 4.7 million points was Alan from one flight down, and he gets an Alconaut sticker.
Whoa. Oh, I'm coming after you, Paul. I need that sticker on my new fridge.
Oh, we got some competition going on.
Yeah, I don't know, but we'll give it a whirl.
We will definitely give it a whirl. So we're going to jump into beer trivia a little bit later on, but let's start off with our first subject today, beer memberships. Now, many craft breweries offer beer memberships for their die-hard customers, and the perks include supply of their crafted beer, VIP tasting events, discounts, private brewery tours, and merchandise. The yearly rates range from about $100 to $695 a year. But one particular brewery has gone above and beyond, offering a beer for life membership. That brewery being Patina Brewing Company out of Port Coquitlam, BC. I'm sorry, guys. It's just a weird word to say. And
you did it better than I would have.
And the membership goes for about $999 plus taxes. Just to give you an idea of what this includes, you get one 20-ounce beer a week for the rest of your life in an exclusive Friends of Patina mug. You get 10% off of food and merchandise. You get a custom brewery tour for some of your friends, and invitations to all VIP events and tastings. Question is, would you guys ever consider a beer membership?
Go ahead, Dave.
Are you talking about at an actual brewery? I've only done like a beer subscription where they mail it to you.
We're talking about homebrew, like a craft brewery out there. Would you do a beer membership?
It would basically depend on how far away it was and how often I would be able to go, because I have two here in my county, and one's they don't offer anything like that, but before they opened, they did. It was kind of like an investment thing, but you get like one free beer when you come in. Each time that you come in, you get like a percentage off, and it would depend. I mean, it would have to offer me some good stuff for me to do that. I mean, like, I don't know, just more than one free beer, because if you're paying all that money, I mean, it depends on how much it depends on the money, I guess.
Well,
excuse me.
I worked out the math on it, and Ray, you've got the math in there. Why don't you spell it out?
Yeah. So basically, if you did one beer a week at $6 per beer, that's $312 a year. So you pay off your membership in 3 years, 2 months, and 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's too bad.
And you get beer for life. It's not bad, but honestly,
Yeah.
Here's my thing. I don't necessarily like beers from one place. I go to beers that my domestics that I drink, but realistically, I don't have a brewery near me that I can stumble to and stumble from. So it makes it kind of difficult for me to make that commitment. I love to, but I just don't visit breweries, like the same brewery over and over again, right? Even though we do drink craft beers a lot. What's Nutmeg saying out there?
Well, first of all, he let's go back to the beginning. So he jumps on and he says, "What's up, fellas?" Then he hits up with this comment, and then he's very happy to see young Mr. David. And then he asks, "Where's Ray?" Well, duh, I'm right here.
Ray's right there.
Hello.
And then I think he's referring to our points because it's like, whose line is it anyway? The rules are made up and the points don't matter. And it's true because Paul and I
they do matter. They matter to somebody.
Sure.
And then Bruce here.
Brew here.
What's up, buddy?
Up, Drew.
So I like this comment from Chase. That place sounds like an easy excuse to ring in Thirsty Thursdays. I love it.
Yeah.
And it's also very similar to, actually, I've seen this at a brewery, the Mug Club.
Yes.
You buy your mug, and then you get a free beer each time you go in that mug. One per visit and some discounts. So
yeah, that I could
apparently
definitely do that.
Brewery close to Brew that's got a Mug Club. The ones around South Carolina let you help them brew some beers, merch discount, early access to new releases. That's kind of cool.
I would be down with that, helping brew a beer.
Yeah.
Free, honestly, free labor. Why wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know, right?
But hey, Simo Subs jumped on. Hey, what's going on?
Oh.
We are fully international tonight.
Nice.
Internet. I thought I was the international part, but Simo Subs, thank you for coming on.
Oh, you're getting some love tonight, Paul.
I know we're getting a whole bunch of likes.
He's got a soft spot in my heart, man. Filipino, Considering my wife is Filipino.
we are the best nannies and nurses out there.
I would agree. Yes, absolutely.
Unless you're me, which would be a total disappointment to my parents. You do what? It's called YouTubing. What is this YouTube?
YouTube. How do you make money on YouTube?
My mother-in-law would be like, "What's YouTube?"
Okay, so in regards to the beer memberships, I guess it really depends on the individual, but they're out there. I wouldn't personally pay $999 for a lifetime membership, even though realistically, by math, be paid off in 3 years and change. Although the thought of having a free beer a week is kind of cool, but I'm gonna tell you, I drink more than one beer a week.
Well, you know what? That's true, Paul. But if you do look at that math, so you're paying that off in 3 years. But this membership also gave you 10% off all food and merchandise, up to $100 per visit. So if you factor that in, if this particular brewery's got a really good kitchen, and you go there with a couple of friends and you get your discounts, I mean, you'd pay that off in an awful hurry.
Hey, if they're serving lobster, then yeah, I'm in.
And they would probably have to give me a free mug because I like collecting glasses from breweries. That would be like if you brought that in, they maybe give you a little more off for bringing their. That would be cool.
It's funny. It's funny that you say that, Dave. Like you like collecting glasses or mugs from breweries. I like stealing them. I don't.
You live in Canada, I live in Florida. It's all good because I have no jurisdiction over there. So
we have different laws here in Canada.
There you go.
Okay, Ray. Let's move on to our next subject here. Maybe we shouldn't recycle cans. Why don't you just run us through this, Ray?
Yeah. So apparently, I was absolutely blown away when I read this. A vintage Peroni beer can. So Peroni, beer can.
Wow.
This is what it looked like.
Looks like
Just
an oil can.
recently sold for the astounding sum of $62,830. So that's a new world record for any auction. And this brand was out of Otto Erlinger Brewing Company of Philadelphia. So this is a U.S. brewed beer. What age is this can?
I believe it dates back to the 1940s.
Yeah,
I was going to say 40s or 50s, maybe.
Yeah, so apparently this was described by the auctioneers as the only known example of this particular can. They started bidding at $25 US, and it ended up going for $62,830.
Dude, Bucks County Beer Reviews may have something going at his house in it because he has a lot of vintage beer cans. He may have something that's really worth something and not even know it.
Yeah,
he has a ton. I don't know if you ever seen his videos where he shows off his cans, but there are a lot of them are vintage cans.
Well, that's really interesting. Like, honestly, you look at that can, and it is a very unique design. The first time I saw it, I honestly thought it was more like a gas can of some sort or an oil can of some sort.
Old one.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
But then a thought came into my mind, like, if we're looking at the beer world today, what would be the top rated auctionable item in the year 2104, which would be the same time period of elapsed time? Like, looking at our cans and our unique vessels that we put alcohol in, what do you think would be an auctionable item in the future?
Well, I'm collecting Flying Monkey cans. I'm only missing one that I've reviewed because they got some pretty cool can art, and they have
amazing can art.
Yes, and I would hope that, not me being around probably then, but my son or bonus son or somebody can sell it and get some money off of it. So
yeah.
Now it said Peroni. Now is that the same Peroni? Because isn't Peroni like Italian made beer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but I think at the time this was actually out of Philadelphia that they brewed this.
Yeah, Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Erlanger
see it on the can. Wow.
Yeah, so I wonder if it's the same recipe or
I don't know. Because I had never seen that can before. I've seen some old cans, but never seen a Peroni one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to start at $25 and to end up at like $63,000.
Yeah, like, almost 63 grand. That's insane.
That's crazy. Like, who are these people? Was that in Canadian?
Yeah.
$1.97 billion.
Yeah, you're basically buying our country.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's not that bad, is it?
No, that would be.
I thought the American dollar was bad.
Yeah, in current dollars, you'd be probably looking at about $1 million, about $140,000, I think.
That's a little better.
140,000. Sorry. So I just moved the decimal a little too far. That's all.
Hey, Vanessa.
Hey, Vanessa's here. Yeah.
And just to let you know, Vanessa, your prize is on the way. It was mailed. So I don't know how much the Canadian and U.S. governments like each other, but you will get it in the mail.
I'm going to put it in the center of my new fridge here. You're going to outrank Dave's TV because I was going to put my logo on the center, but nah, I'm going to win this one tonight.
It's going to be some tough competition. Yeah. And
I don't know how knowledgeable I am on beer, but we'll see.
I did easier questions, I think, for
maybe
trivia. So,
but speaking of questions, before we jump into trivia, are you going to share what you're drinking tonight, Dave, or is that a secret because it's for an upcoming review?
It's for an upcoming review. It's it's not a Florida brewery, but it is a big time craft brewery. And I will tell you that it is an Imperial IPA. And it's a special.
IPA, so that means 8% or higher?
This is 9.5.
Okay.
But usually, yeah, here in America, the Imperial's a lot higher, But I would say probably 7.5 or better.
Okay. Okay. That's
Okay.
cool.
But my thing is, if you have a double IPA or Imperial IPA, I mean, how do you measure that? And then you got triple IPAs, and you got quads. So I mean, is it
And
more
it's not
alcohol,
always,
or is it more of the hops that are in there?
I think it's more the hops processing rather than the alcohol, because I've seen some doubles that were 10.5% and some triples that were like 9%. So
I might have
Yeah.
failed that trivia question if that would have been a trivia question, So
yeah,
Well, you never know.
So
You never
Nutmeg to Palmetto, he commented strong beer.
I love that every time I read a can, and it's like a certain strong. Everyone I've really had has always said strong beer.
Yep. So Nutmeg's going to do fine if he comes to Canada because he's got his English and his French. Strong beer.
Nice.
Does he really speak French?
I don't think so. But he might. Who knows? So I changed it up this week. I got right away from beer, and I went with a grower's cider. It's an extra dry 1927 5.5% cider. I was feeling a little bloated. Ciders don't bloat me, so.
I actually have one from Three Daughters Brewing Company out of where are they out of? I think they're Tampa area, St. Petersburg. That's where they're out of. I've done quite a few from them, and I haven't reviewed it yet. I think I'm going to get my sister to come on here with me because she's not a beer person, so she's been wanting to get on the channel. So
cool.
There is a plethora of breweries all over the state of Florida. Like Jacksonville seems to have like a ton full of breweries. It's like go ahead.
Taking my wife to Moffett in Tampa, I went into a farmer's market and I'm like, let's go see. We had some time because we got done eating lunch. And I walked in there and I was like, oh my God, they do have beer. And I'm thinking probably organic. Nope. It was like 6 or 7 different breweries I've never even heard of out of the Tampa area. Because, you got Cigar City, you got Tampa Bay Brewing Company. Those are the bigger ones. But I was like, and they don't sell singles, so I'm grabbing 6-packs, 4-pack. And my wife's like, okay, you got to slow down. Those are not singles. So I spent like $80 on 4 or 5 different types of beer or companies. So, and they were like a range from $10.99 to $12.99. Some of them were 4-packs, some of them were 6-packs.
I was about to say, like,
so I may have to send you guys some.
Oh, yeah. That would be delectable.
Beer Exchange is cool. We got Paul and I just found out we've got some beer mail on the way from another Canadian brew tuber. But yeah, we can actually absolutely get some stuff sent down to the US of A. So I just wanted to go back. We were talking about the ABV of beers. Vanessa brings up something I've never heard of. A factorial IPA where the ABV is a factorial of the previous generation IPA. Apparently, this is the calculation from the semi-retired math teacher. I don't like when I see an exclamation mark in a formula for something. That just scares me and makes me nervous.
Yeah, that sounds like some trigonometry or something.
Yep.
Advanced mathematics that I was never good at.
Yep. I was going to let you guys know, this show is not designed to make people think. We do have a beer trivia, but realistically, we're not. You're breaking our heads, Vanessa. You're breaking our heads.
And Nutmeg chimed in on that too. As Brian the Beer Snob says, we aren't math channels.
Well, we could be.
You're the wrong Asian for that, Paul.
Beer. Yes, that's correct. That is absolutely correct. I am the wrong Asian for that.
So, and Chase just wanted to make sure we knew that. Yeah, he doesn't speak French.
Well, you know what? Let's just prove how smart we are. Let's just get right into beer trivia.
Let's do it. Trivia time. Now I got to try and figure out how to make that go away. And let's find our trivia. All righty.
Homebrew edition. That's not the
Here we-
homebrew edition.
Oh, wrong one. Trivia time go.
Yeah, I've never.
Man, that tech guy, we got to get rid of him.
Jeez, let's make that
Yeah,
go away. Let's
I've
not
only
have-
made my own brew once, and that was with the Mr. Beer. Yeah, Mr. Beer. So, yeah, that was a lot of work because it doesn't get cool in Florida that much, and you got to keep it at a certain temp. And,
Yeah.
man, that was a lot of work,
Yep.
but it was good. And the only thing I didn't like about it, I used the sugar cubes that came with it, and it wasn't as carbonated as I would like it. You know, it was kind of not flat, but it just didn't have that carbonation like I would like it. But the flavor of it was really good. So
Yeah, the one bucket brew that I did, it wasn't quite as carbonated as I would have liked. I opted to not use the tabs. I used I bought the stuff, and I did rough math. I'm no Vanessa. I'm not a retired math teacher. I did the best I could to figure it out. And yeah, I would definitely do it again. I would absolutely almost double the amount of sugar I put in it.
Also, one-time winner of the trivia competition.
Absolutely.
Actually, I'd probably say even more because we don't actually keep track, but maybe we should start keeping track of this stuff. Anywho, it is beer trivia time. Ray, start us off.
Alrighty, if you're a brewer, you know that the IBU scale can tell you about a beer's hops. What does IBU stand for?
I know what it's for, but I don't know exactly what it's
Oh, poo on you, Dave. You should
bitterness
know.
units.
That's really
you're
close. Yeah.
I don't know what the I stands for. I really don't. Individual
Anybody got it in the
bitterness
comments?
units, maybe.
Oh,
Blessed.
That's
that's
close.
nutmeg.
That was
many
close.
International-
How many points for
International
nutmeg?
bitter units. We're gonna say you want for this particular question. This is pretty easy. I'm gonna say it's 2 points. I'm gonna just
2
call
points.
it 2 points. Yeah, 2 points. If you got this question correct, that's 2 points. Dave, we're gonna have to talk to you afterwards.
How close?
So
I know next time.
it was close. It was really close. But realistically, for those out there who don't know what IBUs are, aka International Bitterness Units or bitter units, they measure the bitterness of the beer. It basically quantifies the concentration of bitter compounds like hops. Now, the higher the IBU, obviously, the more bitter it's going to be, while the lower IBU suggests a milder taste. IBU is crucial for brewers and enthusiasts in understanding and selecting beers based on personal preference. So it's a little bit of information for you guys there.
I appreciate it, man.
All right.
We try to educate
Yep.
while making fun of ourselves.
Yeah, I'm not doing too
Education.
good.
Alrighty. Question number 2.
Oh,
So,
great.
produced and sold in France by Heineken France. This product is an Irish red beer with what man's name in the brand's title?
I'm going to say this one's going to be about 1,212 points. 1,212 points on the line for this particular question. What I can say is there's no Sam in this name.
Yes, and no Adams either.
Yes, it's definitely an Irish name.
From France.
Yes.
I have no clue.
Right? What's the answer?
George Killian's Irish Red.
You know, and that's funny that I didn't get to do a St. Patty's Day video because I could not find anything in my area, not even a Killian. And that popped in my head. I'm like, nah, there's no way that's France. I mean, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, so a little
I knew
background
it.
history on this one. George Killian's Irish Red is a beer with an Irish heritage, allegedly based on a recipe created at Lett's Brewery in Enniscorthy, Ireland in 1864. The beer is named after George Killian Lett, the great-grandson of George Henry Lett, who founded the brewery in Enniscorthy. It was originally an Irish red ale called Enniscorthy Ruby Ale. It was brewed from 1864 until the brewery closed in 1956. It's almost 100 years.
Yeah.
Wow. So who makes it now?
I do believe it's Coors. like the company that owns Coors makes it now. No,
Yeah.
Yes, they have the license to produce it in Canada. Heineken still produces it in France
Okay.
under that name, but in North America or United States, really, it's under, I believe, Coors.
I was trying
Vanessa
to find that in one of our grocery stores called Publix, and they always have it. And I went there like months. They had it all year long, and not once could I find it.
Well, that was kind of like so it was the Irish red ale debacle, kind of like our green food coloring debacle this year here in Ontario.
Yes.
So Vanessa, she thought the name was red. And then Meg said, Irish name made in France by a Dutch brewery. What?
Yeah, take that to the bank.
I know. Yeah,
exactly.
Imagine that one.
So, but I just want to jump back to this this real quick. This comment from where is it? I gotta find this. There it is. Who let the audio guy run the switcher? I have no idea, Chase. I don't know why Paul lets me do this.
Because I'm lazy. All right, our next question here.
There it is.
This should be a pretty easy one. I'm gonna say this one is worth 10,000 points. Now synonymous with cans and bottles of beer, what hyphenated two-word term was first conceived by Coca-Cola in 1923? 10,000 points for this easy one.
That's an easy one.
Everybody chimes in here.
What the hell?
What two-word hyphenated term first conceived by Coca-Cola in 1926? It's everybody who buys beer knows this one. Everyone who, just think about it. When you go to the beer, what are you buying?
You go to pick up a
6-pack. 12-pack.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
wow.
I got 5 points. All right.
10,000 points to be exact.
Oh, okay.
I think that puts you in the lead right now.
If that's the only one I answer.
Well, we got some tougher questions coming up here, so there may be some bigger points. So we got to keep on the ball here, folks. All right, here we go.
Let me keep this phone out of my hand so I don't cheat.
So the legendary India Pale Ale was the solution that brought beer from India to Britain, aging it in order to survive what weather condition?
What weather condition? That's a tough
with Vanessa's food background, I would expect her to jump all over this. Let's go to the comments and see.
If you've done your homework on Indian Pale Ales, you'd have to understand why India Pale Ales were created.
Because that's the problem with me. I love IPAs, but I've never researched the history of an IPA.
Here's an interesting guess. Hurricanes are monsoons? Not quite.
Are you talking like cold heat type of thing, or we're just talking any kind of weather condition?
Thinking the weather condition of heat.
Yes.
Because I was, thinking heat. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, it was for heat because they didn't have a way to cool it, so they had to figure out how to keep it from spoiling or over fermenting.
Sure. So, wow.
Yeah, basically, obviously the journey from England to India, it's an arduous sea voyage. Mm-hmm. So getting there and making sure that it was still beer by the time it got to India was quite the task. And in the absence of cooling, basically the brewers added extra hops to the beer to act as a natural preservative, and that ensured it remained fresh and drinkable during its journey. And ironically, it was a ration of British soldiers in India. So that's how they kept hydrated, and that's how they got their carbohydrates.
Yeah. And Chase is all over us again about being in Canada. Heat.
Oh,
Afford concept.
Shane O'Mac is here. Shane's craft beer review. Cheers, Shane.
What's up, Shane? Yeah, shout out to the video he did tonight for my wife. She loved it.
Yeah, I missed. I haven't seen it yet. I was busy trying to make banners and do stuff to get this going after I got home. But I'm going to check that out for sure. Or actually, no, I did watch Shane's. Actually, I saw that. That was a great video because I did comment that he made a very valiant effort on that chug.
Yeah, he's getting pretty good on them chugs compared to the one I saw. It was, oh my gosh, he took like 5 breaks and it was like a little tiny shot glass.
Yeah, a minute and 37 seconds or something. His chug took longer than my chug's entire short video that I sent out. Oh, did I say that? Oh, well, that was not supposed to be out loud. I'm sorry, Shane.
Yeah, when I did my video on that yesterday, I didn't realize the carbonation in that one I was drinking. And I will say, I will give a little hint. The review has not came out yet. It was a craft light beer, and I was very impressed with it.
Cool. Can't wait to see that.
It was a light lager. So
cool.
That's definitely in my alley. What's the next question there, Ray?
Ready. Let me get rid of that there. Let me pop back over to here. And here we go. No, that is the one. There it is. Orval and Chime are Belgian beers brewed by what order of Catholic monks? Monks. I believe it's Chime. Actually,
Chimay.
I was going to say Chimay. I've never heard. I'll be honest with you. I've never heard of the Orval. Chimay I have not had a Chimay, or however you pronounce it. And I know they're Belgian. I've seen Don's beer reviews review the Chimays a lot out of Scotland there.
Oh! Somebody jumped on that really quick.
Whoa!
Yeah, I was thinking of that, to be honest with you, but I didn't know if that was actually the name of the.
That is the answer.
Okay. Good call.
That's a good call. And you know what? Nutmeg to Palmetto and Shane, because you guys got it, that question is worth 1 point.
Oh, I'm in the lead still. Thank you. Thank God.
Trappist. So, funny thing about Trappist, and I don't know if anyone knows this, to qualify as a Trappist beer, it must meet the strict criteria set by the International Trappist Association.
There's an International Trappist.
Yes, and this includes being brewed within the monastery under the supervision of monks, and the profits must be used to support the monastery and charitable causes.
Okay.
It's I believe there's only 11 in the world that fall under this qualification.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
so I've had an Orval beer. I remember the bottle was a little bit different shaped. It was a very muted, kind of like a gray or beige background on it, and it just said Orval, and it had like a kind of a I don't know, sideways rectangle around where it said Orval. I have not seen.
I've seen them on. I was on other beer reviewer channels, but the Chimay I've seen, and I've actually found one here at one of my local liquor stores. I just, because I've never had one, I wasn't willing to pay $30-something bucks for one bottle.
And again, I would not pay $999 for a membership.
It could be really good. And if I knew that, I might, because I did spend $25 on a stout from Goose Island. I did 2 of them, and one of them I got on sale. So I'm willing to spend the money because I knew I've had Goose Island product, and I know that they do make some good product.
They do,
but I wasn't sure from Chimay. I didn't, and who knows? Maybe I will. If I can, I just won't take my wife with me so she yells at me.
So it appears, boys, that we've got some drama on our show tonight.
Oh, what's going on?
Somebody's calling some bias against other beer reviewers here in the point scoring here.
Okay, honestly, Ray, stop it. Ray, just stop it. Stop
Chase,
it. Next question.
When you're on the show,
points, of course.
Next question.
You answer a tough question like I did, you will get the points like I did. Okay, Chase?
Alrighty. So this is for all of our American friends. Here we go. An annual festival in Cincinnati's Over the Rhine district is the oldest American celebration of what style dark lager?
What German style dark lager?
A Dunkel?
No, it is
Oh, wow.
not a Dunkel.
Okay. Well, you just lost 10,000 points, Dave.
This is what I'm gonna say. We're gonna put at about 1,001 points.
Let's
So
do
it's not a
1,001.5, Paul, because it is a little bit more difficult.
It's a little.
What do we do with this answer, Paul?
I was going to say a Bach.
I'm gonna give it to him only because it is a form of it, but realistically, it is a Bach. Ray, you want to give us some background on that?
Yeah. So
give us some background.
Yeah. So the origin. Oh, sorry. It's Bock beer is a traditional German lager known for its rich, malty flavor and higher alcohol content, originating in the town of Einbeck. It's characterized by its smooth, slightly sweet taste with hints of caramel and toffee. So, a traditional Chicago handshake is a shot and a beer combo that pairs Heilmann's Old Style with what? You know what? I didn't realize that this was the next question, and I'm just rolling right into it. I totally
just keep on going, Ray.
I'm keep on going here because it just kind of. I mean, I don't think Heilmann's Old Style is a Bock, but when I was reading through this, I was like, "Oh, that's kind of a Bock." So this is kind of an aside.
What I can say is, anyone who was in Chicago for the Beer Tubers convention is going to get this 100%. So this one's worth 10 points.
I actually totally prepared this correctly, but I read it wrong. So what is the noxious Jeppson's liqueur that goes into the Chicago handshake? And I'll go to the comments. And of course, there it is. Chase is all over it.
He's got it. He's got it. Malort.
And there it is. Ah.
Oh, and Malort is just a disgusting drink. Just dirty. Just so dirty.
I haven't had the pleasure of that.
If you haven't, don't.
I'm not. Probably not. I will do Canada's worst, though, when I get there, if that's what y'all are doing. So I'll do
Brian. I mean, I feel so bad for Brian the Beer Snob. He suffered so badly with that one.
Oh. It was jet lagged, too.
Oh, yeah. Jet lagged, 2 hours of sleep. And, oh, my God, that poor guy. He is a
trooper, though.
100%. 100%.
He's a former Marine. He should be.
Yep. Alrighty. So let's head into the last question of this week's trivia. Here we go. What Dutch word describes a strong version of the brown beer brewed by Belgian Trappists?
We talked about Trappists earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Keyword, strong version.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this one's gonna be let's call this 20,000 points.
Oh, this is a biggie.
Oh man, that's gonna beat me if I don't even.
I see nothing in the comments so far. Oh,
Chase, I do. Now, how do I know he's not on his phone?
He's probably Googling. He's probably Googling.
He's that kind of guy.
I can hear him giggling right now.
Oh yeah, I can too. I'm trying to think.
I wish I had downloaded his laugh track.
So is that it?
That is the one.
Dubel, yes, Dubel, as they say in
Dubel.
Yep, and the origin of the Dubel was a strong version of a brown beer brewed in West Mal Abbey in 1856, which is known to have been on sale to the public by 1861. So it's got a bit of history to it, and that's our trivia segment, folks. Like, thanks for participating. We're gonna have to tally the points from all you guys. Like, just throw your scores into the comments, and if you're not watching us live, then feel free to throw your comments in there with your scores, and we'll throw you into the draw for what do we got, Ray? What's our next prize?
Imagine that! Look what we've got. It's an Alconaut sticker. amazing.
Yes, indeed. I will tell you, we are running out of them. So
We are getting low on them, yes.
limited edition stickers. So
Wow.
get your scores in there.
If I win, can I get signatures on that?
Yeah, absolutely. We would be glad to sign them.
We can figure out how to sign those. I think there's some space there to do
Absolutely.
that. Yeah.
Speaking of stickers, Paul, when I sent your shirt, did I send you stickers and coasters?
Yes, you did, sir.
Okay. I wanted to make sure because I sent extra to Ray just in case.
No, you didn't. I didn't see no.
Oh, okay. Maybe they
that.
got lost in the mail. I sent him
Ray.
like some hat pins too, I think.
I didn't see any of that stuff in the bag.
Okay, well, damn United States.
As you mentioned, yes, I did get my Dave's TV shirt.
Oh, nice. That looks really good on you, by the way.
Absolutely. I like the fact that you sent me a medium and it fits perfect.
What I will have to say is, Dave, I too was going to wear my shirt, but I decided to wear my shirt during dinner, and that was a big mistake. So I had to resort to the change.
Did you get some lumpia or pancetta on it, man?
Let's just say, why do people trust me with utensils? I should just eat with my hands.
My wife says I need a bib, so I've messed up a couple of Dave's t-shirts. Trust me.
That's funny. Alrighty,
All right.
So
let's move along here.
Rolling right along here.
Yeah.
So, in the ticker, we've got some brew news, I guess. Budweiser makes incredible team-themed beer cans in advance of the MLB 2024 season. Now, does it work? Does putting your favorite team on a can of beer make you want to buy that beer? Not sure.
Maybe to display, but not to drink.
Yeah, so, I mean, so far, like, the teams with their own cans are the Yankees, the Cardinals, the Phillies, the Nationals, the Marlins, the Twins, the Orioles, the Padres, the Giants, the Astros, the Rangers, the Rays, the Diamondbacks, the Reds, and the Cubs. So does that mean every team has them so far? Like, that's a lot. So
it's 15 teams. It's 15 teams
out of.
Yeah, how many? I haven't watched.
I don't watch pro baseball.
I haven't watched it in a while either. I used to be really into it, but I'm a Rays. Growing up, we didn't have any Florida teams back, in the 80s. So growing up, I was a Yankees fan, big time Yankees fan. And then we came out with the Devil Rays when they first came out. I'm a big Rays fan now, but I don't know anybody on that team anymore. So
right. So would you buy Budweiser just so you could have the Rays can?
If they had a single, I'd probably buy one just to put it on the shelf.
Right. If you had to buy a 6 or a 12 to buy it to get it.
If maybe a 6-pack, because I have when my father-in-law passed, I didn't know he had a man cave. I saw this door outside by the pool, and I thought it was just like a storage room. It was his little man cave, and he has a 6-pack of Coors surrounded by cardboard. It's got to be 80s Coors. I haven't looked. I can't find a date on it, but it looks like 80s version of the 6-pack of Coors. So that was my little memento of him that I got it sitting over here
right
to the side. So I'd probably buy a 6-pack, but anything bigger than that, probably not.
Right.
I'm not a Budweiser fan at all.
Right. So there's what these things are looking like.
Here's a question for you. Does this work? Like would anyone just buy anything for the sake of having their team logo on a can of beer? Like, I don't understand it.
Not sure what this means. Who's Rocco Baldelli?
I don't know.
Rocco Baldelli.
If he's talking the Rays, not the Rays, but the Yankees, I'm thinking of Dave Winfield, Dave Righetti, Ricky Henderson. Those were like some big time ball players. Lamest design ever. Maybe the Rays logo looks better on that.
Apparently Jace doesn't like that at all.
Yeah, I'm not I've never been a Budweiser fan, but I used to really like Bud Light, but there's some things that came out recently that just really turned me off on the Bud Light thing. So, and since I've gotten into craft beer, I'm not big into these bigger companies who, in my opinion, it's about making the money and not the quality of the beer to me. And, people don't want to pay for craft lagers, but I will, because to me, they put the time. Me and Shane have a different opinion on that when it comes to like craft lagers, because they cost more when you can go get a lager, like Drew's favorite, Laker Ice or whatever. So, but I think they put more time and effort in a craft lager than they do on like a Budweiser. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
That's just my opinion.
Well, I mean, when you're pushing out like thousands and thousands of liters of the same thing every single day, it's hard to put a touch of elegance into your product, right?
Sure.
Whereas craft breweries, some of them follow the strict recipes, but they go through the whole process. It just seems like domestic beer is I wouldn't be surprised if they did the Taco Bell things, like just throw the powder into the water, it's beer.
Right.
Right. So,
and Shane, yes, I do know Evan Longoria, but I don't know any of the new guys at all. I don't follow them. I did back when Evan played, and oh gosh, I forgot his name. He was the first baseman. He was a Spanish guy, real good first baseman, a good hitter. I forgot his name.
Chase is big on the smack talk tonight. Holy Chase.
Yeah, he is. That's Chase, though.
Yes,
I would love something wrong with him if he wasn't.
100%. 100%. So I have actually seen these horses in person as well, and man, they are incredible.
I've been to Busch Gardens and SeaWorld. I've seen them there. They're pretty massive.
Wow.
Yep.
Massive horse, man.
Yeah, I had a friend growing up who had draft horses. They were crossbred, actually, draft horse and thoroughbred, just for like show jumping and stuff, and amazing horses. But they're just huge. If you've never been up to one, you have no idea.
Yeah, they're huge. I think Anna and I, when the kids were little, we got a picture taken with them when we went to SeaWorld, and they are huge.
Yeah, they're incredible. They're elegant. They're graceful. For the most part, they're very, very sweet animals. Especially for the size of them, they could just squash you.
They look absolutely massive, and they are workhorses. So
yep.
It's just really I would love to see them, but I would want to ride them as well.
Yeah, quite uncomfortable to ride a full purebred draft horse. They're extremely wide and not easy to straddle.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they make great commercials.
Yeah, I'm trying to be so PG.
Yeah, don't do it, Paul. Don't do it, Paul.
The ideas are just
don't do it.
They're welling in my head. I really.
I'm a former Marine, so you can go rated R if you need to, or X. I don't care.
No.
That's y'all's channel to get monetized. So
I'm gonna. I could do this on Chase's channel, but I'm gonna try and be good on ours.
Well, all right. So
you're 6'3". Holy crap!
Really?
I'm the tallest freestanding Filipino in the world. Just to let you know.
At
I'm not 6'3". I'm 5'8". So, but I am taller than Shane.
I do hear you like long walks in the woods, there, Dave.
Long walks in the woods.
It's what I see on your what's it called, Tinder profile.
Tinder profile.
I wasn't.
I didn't know I had a Tinder profile, but okay.
Yeah, Paul swiped right for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
I totally made it yesterday.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Dave,
my wife won't like that too much, but because
don't worry,
you know how Filipino women are, and she's only half, so she's not as tough, I guess, but she's pretty tough. But Yeah.
It's okay. I've been
And I
swiping.
told
left
you they're
for
good with knives.
Yeah.
For some reason, mine is not.
Really? Oh my
It
god.
scares me. It gives me like anxiety. I'm like, you're gonna cut yourself. I'm gonna leave the
Yeah.
room and wait for the
Paul's not good
scream.
with knives either. So
I am not good at knives. No, I'm horrible at them.
yes.
Anywho, Dave, I want to thank you for being on our show, and I want to take the opportunity to say, hey, what do you have coming up in terms of reviews? What you got planned? Are you coming to BeerCon in July in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada?
Yeah, well, I got my beer reviews coming out. I've me, I kind of mess up and tell you what day it is, and it doesn't come up for like a month later. But I do have some, March, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And yes, I will be, as long as we don't have any hurricanes come through Florida, I will be there. Got my passport, looking at plane tickets right now. And just as soon as Shane gives the price, I'll send him the money. Ready to
That's
rock
coming
and roll.
really soon. It's coming really soon. Shane and I got together on the weekend and filmed that little tidbit of information. So he should be posting that sometime in the very, very near future, I would imagine.
Okay, yeah.
I gather a little bit of footage for that video, but
I don't have anything special, just my beer reviews. I'm not talented like Shane with the edit, getting videos, and I could, but it's really, when you have a full-time job, it's hard to get just my beer reviews out. So I've got a ton of videos I've done, and I haven't even looked at
with
them
your
yet.
full-time job, right, Paul?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, honestly, some people need to get a life.
I'm not going there, dude. No, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's always a pleasure. I love doing live, so I could talk all night, but
we're glad you joined us tonight. And if you have not checked out Dave yet, I know those that are watching right now, they're all very familiar with Dave, but check out Dave's TV. So it's youtube.com/@Dave'sTV72. I've got it on the screen. I'll put it in the comments. Jump over there because we do get a few watchers.
Retro shirt.
After the live, people jump over and they do see this video. We try to share it out as much as possible. Jump on over. Give Dave your support. And if you're one of our non-beer reviewer or subscribers, jump over. Dave does some pretty cool stuff and beers that we don't get here. So.
And for those of you who have Tinder, he's also on there at Dave TV. Fine young man.
Love walks in the woods, guys.
Swipe right for him.
Oh man! So these things go by so quickly. It's awesome.
I know, man. So we still got 7 minutes. So
that's gone. So, but yeah, it's always great to see the folks that jump on to watch us and hang out with us.
Well, absolutely. Does anyone in the peanut gallery, watching us have any questions for us? We will be glad to answer any question you have.
I have a question for you too.
What do you got?
Okay. How did you come up with the name for your channel?
That's an interesting story, actually.
Yeah.
Do we have time?
Yeah, we do actually. It actually came from a bunch of guys that I work with.
This is Ray's version.
Yeah, we were all chatting one day, and they wanted to start a Facebook group, and they were going to call it the Alconauts. It was the IT manager that I worked with at the time and the two security supervisors that I was working with. And then when we decided to do our show, I suggested the Alconauts, and of course I asked the guys if they minded, and it just happened from there.
Okay, what's Paul's version?
The funny thing is, in 2018, 2 years before we started the show, I actually come up with a pilot script for beer reviews, and I never got the opportunity to do it because I was working. I was always away from home, but it was actually called the actual file is called the Alconauts, and I brought that up to Ray, and he says, "Hold on a second, these guys have my group has the Alconauts name for Facebook." Says, well,
Oh,
I want it. Get it now.
And we got it.
And we got it.
sweet.
So
I love the
yeah.
name.
It came from two different places, but it came right and then met right in the middle.
Sweet. I like
Yep.
it.
See, Chase, it wasn't X-rated. His version was fine.
Yeah, it was pretty clean.
So there I was in a hot, steamy bar. The smoke filtering through the air, alcohol flying
Jungles of the
everywhere.
Philippines.
That's wow. That's kind of
San Miguel was flying everywhere.
first off, it's really hot in the Philippines. It's just
Yes.
way too hot. Just way too
Dude,
hot.
I know how hot it is in the Philippines, and I've never been there because every time I walk in my mother-in-law's house, even during the summer, it's 90-something degrees in that house. I have to sit outside on the back porch where the pool's at. And
Really?
sometimes just jump in the pool fully clothed because I'm so hot. So,
She runs the furnace in the summer.
she doesn't run anything during the summer. So the thing with Florida, the humidity makes it hotter. Where our humidity is like 100, and it's probably like being in the Philippines during the summer.
It's very close, yeah.
Yeah.
So and even during the winter, it does get like 32 degrees here Fahrenheit at some days where it's freezing, which is bad for orange trees. They got to do all the steps to keep the orange trees alive, but it's not a lot. It would usually get in the 40s, which is cold for us. It's because we're in the heat all the time, and when it does get cold, because I'll give you an example. When I was in 29 Palms, California, in the Mojave Desert, it would be like during a day 115 degrees Fahrenheit, and then at night it'd probably get down to 70, 75. But there's such a big temperature difference, and you're so used to that heat. It was actually freezing cold to us at night, and it wasn't really that cold. It's just because your body was so used to that extreme heat. And that's how it is in Florida. It'll be 90, 95 degrees, and it'll feel like it's 110 with the humidity. The heat
that humidity is just deadly. Honestly, I got a buddy who's got a place in Miami. We visit once in a while, and even going out at night, like I'm sweating my balls off.
Yeah, and the sun's not even out. It's just so humid. I'll walk outside in the morning in summertime, especially in late or July, August, September. It is brutal, and with all the stuff that I wear at work, I'm drinking like 10 bottles of water because I'm walking around my school, and I have my principal's like, you got to go rest, dude. You're looking whiter than normal. So
Right.
so and the ACs at the schools are not the best in the world, especially in the front office. They must hate us in the front office, but because it's like hot up in the front office, and then it's cold during the winter, and with the heat on it, it's still cold because it doesn't work properly. So,
Right.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Florida. I went in the Marines, got to see some of the world, and I was glad to get back. Home is always home. So
Yeah,
that's true. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've been to Florida a couple of times. I got family in the Eustis area.
Eustis.
Not 100% sure where it is. Had family on the. I can't remember where exactly they were. We flew into Panama City to go visit some of the family.
That's up in North Florida.
Yeah,
probably the Panhandle area. Still quite hot.
And
yeah, it gets colder up that way than it does here. Now, Central Florida, where I'm at, we have an area called the Ridge. It runs through my county and another county. So when it dips down a little bit, it gets colder in that dip in the Ridge area. So it gets colder here, but up North Florida, it gets pretty chilly up there when they have cold fronts come through. And it comes from Canada. I blame Canada. All our cold fronts come from Canada.
We do it on purpose. We totally
I'm
do it.
sure you do.
Like, push that weather down there. Screw the Americans.
I think the last time it did snow in Florida was 1975. I think I was 3 years old when it snowed.
Yeah, I was 2.
Right, eh? Wow. Oh, that's when we had that massive blizzard, eh? Oh no, that was 77.
77. But
yeah, we got it barely stuck, but you could see it on the ground, but it didn't last long.
And it was a state of emergency, of course. But
Oh yeah.
anyways, boys, that's our hour. We are up. Thanks so much, Dave, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we will chat again soon, I am sure. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We appreciate you all being here with us. Join us again next week. Same time, same place.
Do I get extra points for being on the live?
You get 1 point, Dave. That's it.
Okay. Yeah,
Alrighty.
guys, thanks for having me.
You are welcome. Adios, my friends. We will see you again next week. Cheers, all.
Cheers.